Hey, welcome back to Ladybug's Garden. Well, I thought I was going to have some garden help today by my little buddy Livy here, but she decided that she would rather take a nap than to help me in the garden, as well as her brother Ollie. So I guess I'm going to be gardening on my own today because they would rather take a nap than to help mommy in the garden. Look how cute he is. That's my Ollie Pooski right there. Here we have a variety of flowers that I have planted in my planters that are on my gazebo railing. We have different varieties of flowers. I have planted nasturtiums, calla lilies, tulips, snapdragons, cosmos, miniature sunflowers. We have alyssums. We have Johnny jump ups. We have some nasturtiums. We also have some eucalyptus. So we have some marigolds. So we have variety of flowers growing on our gazebo to bring in the pollinators. Coming on over to our seedling house, I have a variety of tomatoes, watermelon. I have some sweet potato slips that I am growing for the first time this year. And here we have 2 tomato plants that are ready for the garden, but it's still too cold out, so they need to hang out in there a little bit more. I have planted flowers in all of my hanging baskets within my mini orchard. Here we have a sweetheart cherry tree. This will be my first year growing cherries. I have my dwarf Fuji apple tree here, which I've been growing for about 3 years now. I have 2 blooms here, so hopefully we might get 2 apples on the tree this year. Keeping our fingers crossed. Here I have my St. August peach tree. This will be the first year that this tree will be producing any fruit. Unfortunately, I know that I have to do a little thinning of the fruit in order to get larger peaches. I'm just struggling right now trying to get that done because I would love to keep all the peaches, but I know that I won't be able to. Coming along, we have our Double Delight nectarine tree. This will be the first year that this tree is producing any fruit. As you can see, we have a bee buzzing around these beautiful flowers, which will turn into nectarines pretty soon. Flowers are very beautiful, very vibrant. Back here in the back, I discovered that there are 2 nectarines that are growing on this stem, so I'm going to have to thin one of them out, unfortunately. This is our early glow nectarine tree, and we only have 1 nectarine on the tree this year, so we're excited about that. So that's our little mini fruit orchard. Here we have our nasturtium. This seed was dropped here by a bird, so I was quite amazed when I saw it beginning to grow. It brings in a lot of bees and bumblebees, so we love having that in the garden. Here we have some cosmos that are planted with our onions. We have brown, white, and red onions that we are growing for the first time this year, so hopefully we'll get some onions. We have some more marigolds in our basket on our shed door to bring in more pollinators. Here we have some red leaf lettuce. We have some dill that sprouted up. We have some Swiss chard, 5-color Swiss chard. We've been eating off of this since November, and it's slowly starting to slow down its production, so that'll be pulled out pretty soon. I have some side shoots that are coming from cabbages that I harvested from here about a couple of weeks ago, so we're excited about that. We have more marigolds planted. We have some more lettuce. Here's a green bell pepper plant that was overwintered that is starting to come back. Coming on around to our lettuce bed that we've been harvesting from for about 3 weeks now. I noticed that when I planted the marigolds within the lettuce that I haven't had any pests on my lettuce, so we're going to keep planting more marigolds so that our lettuce can stay nice and healthy. Here's some transplants that I need to put into the bed. Nice basil growing back here. We have some bok choy and some cilantro. Here's our collard green bed. We have been eating off of these collard greens for about 2 years now when I planted them in this raised bed, and I think we're gonna have some for dinner today. I'm not quite sure yet, but they're looking very healthy and beautiful, which is what we love to see. Got a little ladybug, little butterfly back there painted that my daughter put there to help attract pollinators, as she likes to say. In this bed, I had an issue with grubs. I painstakingly sifted through all of the soil using my homemade sifter, removed about 35 grubs from this bed. I topped off this bed with more soil and manure. I laid down the weed paper, hoping to prevent the June bug from laying its eggs. Over on the west side of our garden, we have our Concord grapevine. If you look very closely, we now have clusters of grapes that are starting to form. This is the second year that I'm trying to grow grapes. The first year I over-fertilized the grapevine, and unfortunately we lost all of the grapes that were growing. So this year I did the first fertilizing of some citrus fertilizer around the beginning of March, so hopefully the grapes will survive this year. In the middle of our garden, we have a double twist apple tree that has Cortland apples and red McIntosh apples, so we're excited about that. We may not get fruit this year, but that's fine. The newest addition to our garden is a muscadine grapevine. I have 4 that survived the transplanting stages, so I'm going to be looking for homes for these 3 muscadines vines. The last tree in our orchard is our Meyer lemon dwarf tree. This tree is very prolific. It gives out so many lemons every single year. I've had this tree planted in this spot for about 10 years or so. The lemons normally aren't ready until December. Once they are harvested, I juice all of the lemons so that we can have fresh squeezed lemonade during the winter and the summer. And a little pro tip, you can also use lemon rinds to make limoncello. Here is an overview of Ladybug's garden. Very beautiful, very vibrant. We're going to be adding new things to the garden pretty soon, so stay tuned for an update in about a couple of weeks. And as always, thank you for watching our video. Please be sure to click the like and subscribe button. See you real soon.